All right, let's take it back to that conversation. Then Deputy President Paul Mashatile earlier on saying government is still committed to leading and dealing with the challenges that are facing traditional leaders. Kgoshi, we got cut off there. As you are explaining the pivotal importance of having this initiative of indigenous communities and government, and as well as the private sector, happening at this time.
Leadership, we tabled so many challenges that are faced by traditional leaders and our people. And this happened for quite some time now. And in all these years, all we got from our government is that just be patient, we are looking at the matter. Now, when counting all these years, we can see that apparently people are taking advantage of us because we are not violent, we are just talking to them nicely. Hence, this time we demanded that we need to meet the Deputy President and all the relevant ministers to come down here in Bloemfontein, where we were meeting from today until tomorrow. What makes us even to worry more is that there are some of the issues that they were supposed to implement as early as 5 years back, but they are not yet implemented. If you'll remember, my leader, the former Deputy President, Honorable D.T. Mabuza, went all over all provinces addressing traditional leaders, taking all our grievances, our challenges. And we thought by this time the government will implement all what we raised, but unfortunately it was not to be, my leader.
Yeah. Is this just another, talk shop by government, just to bring the traditional leaders around the table and just to appease them so that they are, of course, tempers don't rise? Because, when I listen to some of the things that, for example, you would have expected a report back on, not much except to say, well, we are still continuing to give support to leaders. One of the issues, of course, was the advancing of land ownership, tenure rights, and fast-tracking of socio-economic development of rural communities. For there to be any feedback on the progress, it means you must have given the leader then at the time certain things that you would have wanted to see being achieved by this time. What are those, and has there been any move towards them?
What we did even today, we clearly outlined to the Deputy President that the talk shows are over. Now we need the implementation. We gave the Deputy President an ultimatum to say, as royal leadership, I think we deserve some answers before elections next year. And that is the resolution that we're going to take as royal leadership tomorrow. And we didn't hide it to say there are times where we wanted to take government forward. And the government and even the president pleaded with us as traditional leaders, National House and Contralesa. He said, no, please, give us time. We're going to implement those things that you raised. And when counting all the months that passed, it is clear that we might not get what we wanted. And one thing that we know, immediately after elections, we'll be told again, because there might be a new leadership who will want us to again table what is it that we want. And we felt very strongly that we are not prepared, we don't have energy again to raise the same issue that we raised. Our people, my leader, are unemployed. And we are aware that most of the people who are staying in rural areas are the ones who are voting in large numbers. And when transferring land to our people, that will give them a chance either to plow, to build their houses, or to do anything. But the land is not yet transferred to our people. And we said, but why waiting? Because there is a state land that government don't need to talk to anyone. They can simply transfer the land to traditional leaders and their people. They're not doing it. One other thing, my leader, we're asked to travel all over the country to submit our needs to the Remuneration Commission. As I'm speaking to you, I am part of what we call public office bearers. But it's just there in name. But when it comes where it matters most, we're not there. Hence, we said this time, the buck stop here. We can't budge any further until and unless someone do something before elections, then we'll be happy. But if not, watch the space, Morenaka. You'll be there to see the breaking news.
So the other issue, of course, is the advancing of infrastructure investment and skills development in rural communities. The Deputy President saying today to the traditional leadership, well, here, I've brought the private sector. It's important that the private sector engages with communities, especially around this issue of skills development, entrepreneurship training, as well as mentorship. Do you see a role, meaningful commitment as well that is going to be played by the private sector? Are they coming on board?
He made that passionate plea to the private sector to also come on board. But we don't doubt what he said. But the question is whether those private sector, are they going to play the ball? We are not convinced, my leader. It's long that they've been asking private sector to also come in and even transfer skills to our people so that they are also self-sustainable. But it's not happening. Hence we said, unless there is someone who monitors what government decides and make sure that those decisions are implemented, we'll sing the same song until the Son of God comes back. We're not prepared to wait until then. Hence we said to the Deputy President, Deputy President, we hate you, we respect you, our leader, but we think now, tell us exactly by when is this thing going to happen. That's all we are calling for now. The talk shows, I think we've been talking about these things for quite some time now. We are even tired. You know, the chairperson of the National House today said, Kgoshi Mokoena, I'm in this institution for 9 years now. I am already exhausted and tired. I don't have energy to speak. He said, I wonder, with you, how are you feeling? Because I've been here in this position as early as 1980. You can remember. Even now, we're still crying about the same thing to say, can traditional leaders be also considered as a stakeholder that needs to be supported by this government? We are not a stepchild to anyone. We deserve some respect. We deserve to be given some incentives as well. Our people deserve better, since they are the majority of voters in our country, my leader.
What to make of what the Deputy President says? Because according to government, they are citing some rather significant progress, particularly around the access to piped water, dropping from 19.7% to now 8.7%, saying more people, a significant milestone. They're saying this improved access to water, saying it has improved the livelihoods of communities, especially women and girls in rural areas. Adding to that, saying there's also been a strategic investment that has been made in reliable electricity supply as well as the maintenance of road networks.
Leadership, shame our government, they're trying their best. Under those trying times, they are really doing their best, I must say. But unfortunately, it's not enough. I wish we can one day just come to our areas unannounced and see how our sisters, our mothers, and so on are queuing just to get a drop of water. Sometimes people are staying without water for a month, and you expect these people to be happy and be fine. Now, no one can speak on their behalf. We said as Amakosi, it's high time now where to speak on behalf of our people. There's no way our people can live in this country as if they have been adopted by some charity organization somewhere. They deserve some respect. They deserve to be given services. That's the reason why we said to our Deputy President, DP, if there are those people or some people deployed in government who are sleeping at their jobs, may they please fire them, because there is no one we're not going to nurse the egos of some people here. Even if they like them so much, if the one deployed is not doing what they're supposed to do, they must fire them. They were unapologetic, because there are people who can't do anything. All they know is that to go in those air-conditioned offices with those roving chairs, being chauffeur-driven wherever they want to go. But when it comes to work, they found one thing. Hence we said, it's not all of them, of course, but there are few of those who are sleeping on their job. We said to our president and the DP, those who are not prepared to play the ball, fire them. We are unapologetic about that. They must go. Good people must come in who are going to serve our people with passion, my leader.
Kgoshi, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on. President of Contra Lesa de Kgoshi Mathupa Mokoena.